I'm not sure the order you've chosen to complete this module in, so I'm not sure when you'll be hearing this. If you haven't heard it from me yet, I want you to take this moment to check in. Ask yourself how you're feeling about this class. Are you overwhelmed? Do you feel like you've gotten the hang of it? Is there anything that I can do to help make learning how to teach easier for you? I want you to know that I care, and if you can hear Billy in the background, she cares too. And to please reach out if you need anything or if you want to meet to discuss anything. I had to move Billy out of the room. She was crunching very loud. So back to the relationship and the relationship between counselor educators and students. So we know that the relationship is the most important part of the counseling process. And so it makes sense that as counselor educators, we would understand how important the relationship is between counselor educators and their students. One highlight from the reading that I found or that I connected with the most was from this book, the Teaching Counselor Education book. And it just talked about how respect and concern are important parts of the counselor educator and student relationship. I have found from my experience that with all ages, whether I'm working with children, teenagers, adults, it's been the most beneficial for the relationship if there's a respect on both sides, right? And especially if I'm thinking about working with kids especially, and this is so true for adults also, but if they can feel like you respect them and you have true, genuine concern for them, then they're going to be more likely to push through some of those harder things you're asking them to do. So in the counseling field, maybe that would look like asking them to sit with really hard emotions. Or in the classroom, that might look like asking them to do some difficult work in an assignment that is really challenging. But I think when there is respect and when you show concern that you're there for them if they are struggling through that process, then they're more willing to know that you're not doing that to try to hurt them. You're not doing that just out of malice, but you're doing it out of genuine concern and hope for their growth. And they know that you're doing that out of a good place. So in this module, you're going to be reading 3 things. So you're going to have the article that's on Vygotsky's zone of proximal development and how to apply that to the teaching process. And then you'll have a chapter for each of the books. So in the Counselor Ed book, you're going to be reading chapter 10, which is about that student-teacher relationship that I just mentioned. And then in this Teaching at Its Best book, you'll be reading chapter 24, which just talks about how to improve the student's performance while giving them feedback. And then after you've read everything, you're going to have 3 assignments. So the first one is going to sound similar. You'll go into the discussion board for the 10 good ideas, and you'll share 10 good ideas you got from the reading. And then once you've done that, you will have a discussion with 2 students in your class that you TA in, just about how they're doing, what they feel like they are doing good at without any help, like things that they feel comfortable with, and then maybe things that they feel like they need help with. And then once you've done that, you'll have a conversation with 2 peers from this class just about how that went. All right, well, I hope that this module will help encourage you to explore that relationship, and I hope that it will just improve things for you in this class and in the class you're teaching. All right, let me know if you need anything.